Hello class, this is lesson 2-5 about interest. The first word we're talking about is principal, and this is not the principal of your school. It's talking about the initial amount of money invested or borrowed, typically from a bank. Okay, so it's kind of the starting amount of money. Interest is an amount of money that is paid or earned based on that principal that you started with. So if you put your money into a bank, then they're going to pay you a little bit. Same with if you borrow money from a bank, like a loan, they're going to charge you a little bit extra. Now, rate is a fixed percentage that is going to be charged based on the principal. And then the time, this is always going to be measured in years, okay? So it's the number of years that you are investing your money in the bank. The last thing that we're talking about is simple interest. There's also compound interest, but in this lesson, simple interest is calculated using specific amount of time, okay? And the formula we're going to use is capital I for interest is equal to P for principal times R for the rate times T for time. And that R, that rate, similar to what we've done before, we need to convert it into a decimal first before we can do any multiplication. So let's start. Find the simple interest. You invest $430, that's your principal, at 2% interest rate, that's your R, for 5 years, that's your T. So let's go ahead and use our formula, I equals P times R times T. So 430 times, as a decimal, 0.02 times 5 for 5 years. And when I put that in my calculator, I find that my final answer is going to be $43. So that means after 5 years, I earned $43. The next one says that you borrow $580 at 2.5% interest rate for 2 years. Let's do it again. I equals P times R times T. So the principal times the rate times the time. The principal is $580. The rate is 0.025, and then the T is 2 for 2 years. And again, when I put this into my calculator, I find that after 2 years, I earned $29. And that's it. Okay, so you don't earn a whole lot of money, but these very small interest rates. This next one says that you invest, again, $580 at 3.5% interest rate for, get this, 6 months. So I want you to pay attention to that. So let's use our formula again. Capital I is equal to P times R times T. So the principal is $580. The rate as a decimal is 0.035. But since it's 6 months, I need to convert that into years, which is half of a year. So I'm going to multiply this by 0.5. Make sure that you do that. So when I put this into my calculator, this time, just investing for 6 months or half a year, I have earned $10.15 in interest. All right, this last example, you borrow $99,400. So maybe this is for a car or a house at 4 3/4% interest rate for 15 years. So let's go ahead and plug these into our formula. I is equal to P times R times T. The principal is huge, $99,400 times 0.0475, because 3/4 is 75%. And then times the 15 for our time. And I'm going to put this into my calculator, and it's going to be huge, guys. I am going to have to pay an extra $70,822.50. That is almost double the amount that I wanted to borrow. So banks definitely make a lot of money. Isn't that crazy? So it's kind of better just to save your money. But let's go ahead and do our final example. This one is talking about buying a car. So you plan on buying a car for $18,000. Okay, so that is going to be my principal, with a sales tax rate of 7%. You plan on paying $2,000 cash, so you have a little bit of money. And then for the rest, you're going to get a 5-year loan with a simple interest rate of 6.2%. So I'm going to just highlight that rate. And the time here would be 5 years because I am getting a 5-year loan. What will your monthly car payment be? So this is real life right now where you may not have money to get a car and you have to get a loan. And then they're going to charge you a whole bunch of money every month. So we're going to figure this out together right now. So the principal is a few things. It's the $18,000 plus the 7% tax that you need to add on to that $18,000. But I already have $2,000 cash as well, so I'm going to take that away from the price of this car. So I have $18,000 plus, when I found that tax, it was $1,000, that's a lot, $260, and then again, I'm going to take away that $2,000. So really, the principal on this loan that I'm going to ask for is going to be a total of $17,260. Okay, so this is the starting amount again that I'm going to ask the bank for in terms of a loan. So let's calculate the interest that they are going to charge me for borrowing this much money. This is going to be $17,260 times the interest rate, which as a decimal will be 0.062, times the time, which is 5 years. So when I put this into my calculator, I find that I'm going to have to pay an extra $5,350.60. Ooh, that is a lot of extra money just for borrowing it from the bank. So to find out what my starting balance is of my loan, I would add that $17,260 plus the $5,350.60 for interest, which would mean that by the end of 5 years, I need to pay them back $22,610.60, which is more than the car actually cost. So to wrap up, what is my monthly car payment going to be? Well, I'm going to take that total of $22,610.60, and I'm not going to divide it by 12. I need to divide it by 12 by 5, which is really 60 months, okay? So that means each month over the next 5 years, I'm going to pay $376.84 to pay off my car. So the lesson here is save your money. To end, I have 2 problems for you to try on your own. You're going to find the simple interest when you are investing money and also when you are borrowing money. I'll see you in class.